X Harper here, WWE 2k19, and I'm about to show you one of the most memorable moments in Wrestlemania history. As you can see from the screenshot, Stone Cold is currently in the sharpshooter from Bret the Hitman Hart. That's right, blood in the ring! Pouring down from his face, sweat, everything, it's all going, even the blood on Bret Hart's hands. How accurate is this scene, except for Ken Shamrock being special guest referee? Okay, that isn't what I wanted to show you. This is me currently telling a story. What I do is, if you follow me on social media at xharperco on Twitter or at xharper.co on Instagram, you will know that I like to tell some of the most memorable matches and stories that happen at big events where I've created the arena, but also created the attires or whatever it is I want to showcase. I just put it together and tell a story. As you can see, the story that I'm currently telling is that that famous moment where Stone Cold Steve Austin is busted open in the ring, about to be declared unconscious in the sharpshooter as he loses his submission match to Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan out and I'm going to start showing you the ring. So here is my WrestleMania 13 arena. And I'm going to go into a bit more detail, so don't worry if you're thinking to yourself, this is ridiculous, what's going on? Now, the beauty of this video is that that image and that moment in the match is going to be paused the whole way through. So we're going to have this epic moment just paused and in still life while we run around the ring and the arena talking about the different elements. What I'm going to do then is go straight to the entranceway. Obviously, the entranceway is the only thing, it's the only thing in this arena that's inaccurate, okay? I want to throw that out there. Now, the purple lightning style graphic is 100% accurate to how WrestleMania 13 looked on the entranceway. What looked different is obviously the logo. The logo, that is something that WWE2k should have changed, in my humble opinion. They should allow us to edit those little square parts with any image that we want. That would have allowed me to put the WrestleMania 13 logo. I've tried some glitches and ways of getting it on there. It just doesn't work. I can't find it. If you're watching this and you know how to do that, please let me know and I'll throw it in there and we're going to have the best looking arena ever for WrestleMania 13. The lights are red and they are real. That's what were in the actual event itself. I took out the lights that sit above this little entranceway because at WrestleMania 13 they weren't there, even though the WrestleMania 12 model has them. So, obviously everything else around this area is pretty normal. However, one thing I am going to highlight, you're going to see a difference in colour here between those two barricades. Now, the WrestleMania 13, to my surprise when I was watching it on the network, has this kind of very light, almost a gold tint to it. So the actual barricade is like a gold colour. If you know the game, you know that the barricade, there's an issue at the moment where it stays silver at this part backwards towards the entrance. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that, but back into the ring and the arena, you can see the golden sort of tinted barricades. There are two announcement booths, whatever, commentary booths, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, we can't have the original commentators. Obviously, I had to create this WrestleMania logo myself. That was one that I've got the font to that WrestleMania logo, and I create that on Photoshop. I then just added a border to it, which gives you that purple color. Then I tried to match it as much as I could size-wise to the apron after watching it on Universe Mode and after watching it on the network, and this is what I've got. You've got those sort of blue steps with the blue mats. Now, what I've added for the first ever time, because I'm trying this out, you'll notice that I've added some debris, and what it is just a scrunched up bit of paper. Let's say it's the, I don't know, the whatever you call it. I can't even remember what it's called now. Let's just say that it's the the match program, the WrestleMania program that somebody didn't want. So I've actually added those to the mat side area in a few areas, just to sort of add a little bit more texture and detail. It also makes I really want to bring in the idea that the crowd are actually coming up to those barricades and getting involved in the action. You can see the chairs on the outside. Bret Hart threw that exactly in this position, well, sort of in this position. I don't know if there was blood on it. It was a blue chair, unfortunately, but I don't think you can get blue chairs on this game. Another thing I need to tell you on the logo, I added a texture. It's a concrete pattern, and that gives it, if I zoom in here, you'll see that it gives it that kind of texture. I don't like the flat image, it didn't look right, but when I added the concrete pattern to it, it actually made the logo look a little bit better. There are blood stains on the mat that I've added. Now, I should have announced this at the beginning, but I'm waiting till this point to do so. This arena is available to upload in as a show only. It's not an arena, but you get the arena when you upload the show. So if you go and search for WrestleMania 13 on Community Creations, you can upload or download whatever, this arena, and it's all yours. It comes with the blood stains, and the idea is if you don't like the blood stains, that's absolutely fine. What you can do is you can edit the mat in the CAA area, and you can just delete those blood stains, and then you'll get the clean mat. It's completely up to you. Obviously, for me telling this story, and especially this epic moment with Stone Cold Steve Austin, it was really imperative that I had blood under his face while he was in the sharpshooter, with blood gushing down through his teeth and all that sort of stuff. I needed it. I've added a few extra spots. There's a dry, damp spot there of blood because I think there was blood at some point in the pay-per-view earlier, but also I just figured there was blood in the ring. It was everywhere because of Stone Cold's cut. So the reason I put it on this area of the mat, by the way, is that is where Bret Hart hit Stone Cold with the bell that started the whole sharpshooter sort of spot, if you like. So I've left a bit of blood in the area that it happened, and then I've put a bit more just on the ring mat to give it a bit more texture, so that the big bit of blood that's on the floor doesn't look too out of place. And I basically did that by going on to I went into Google and just Google blood splatter PNG, and then found the ones that I liked. And then I imported them into WWE2k19, and the result, as you can see, is blood in the ring. Now, I got it to look dry by taking the opacity down. I took it way down for this one so that you got like a darker colour, but also so that it looks like it's stuck to the camera. The other thing I should add, I've added the logos to the turnbuckles, so the WF logos are on there. And you can see the turnbuckles are that really dark sort of navy, almost navy, but very dark blue. And that, I believe, is everything. Obviously, the ring ropes are blue, white, and red. I've changed all of the areas around the arena as much as I can. You can see the lights are just plain old white lights. The other thing that I have done, I've added a lot of smoke to this arena. I'm not sure if they call it smoke. I think it's fog. I added a lot of fog. I've taken the saturation down slightly, and then I changed the contrast as well, and I think that gives you a really nice overall look and feel of what it would have been like wrestling or watching the match live. I've seen it on the network. It's typical, you know, some of the shots that are further away like this, always, they demonstrate the fog, they demonstrate the contrast and the saturation, but when you go closer in the network movie, you actually see the ring rope colours come to life a little bit more. So these ropes are slightly brighter in the network version or in real life, but on here, for the purpose of making this look like it's in 1997 or whenever it was, I've added that fog and taken the saturation down. So that's it, guys. That is the arena as it looks. I'm going to keep panning around so that you guys can just have a more of a gaze at this beautiful aesthetic that's going on in the ring at the moment with Bret and Stone Cold. And like I said, use this ring however you want. You can use it to have the actual WrestleMania 13 pay-per-view if you want, or you can simply wait and have a look at the stories that I'm going to share on social later, and that is going to demonstrate basically the entirety of this match. I've also done a couple of cool GIFs in the match that I can't wait to share those because they just look really fun. So like I've said before, go follow me at xharperco on Twitter or xharper.co on Instagram, and you'll see not only this story that I'm about to tell, but all the stories that I tend to tell at different arenas that I've created in the game. The only other thing I would say to you guys before you go watching, but please like this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think. If there's anything you feel that I'm missing from the arena or that you would like to see added, let me know. If you want me to tell a story from one of the matches, The Undertaker and Psycho Sid is a match that I'm considering telling. The great thing about that match is that it happened after this one, so I can leave the bloodstains in the ring for that match. But if you want to know any more details of how I've done anything, you know, added these little elements like the pieces of paper on the floor on the outside of the ring, or I don't know, just selecting colours, whatever it is, hit me up. You can either message me on here or you can find me on social media and see what I've got to say. Guys, that is it for me. I didn't want this to be a long video. Thank you so much for watching. I am X Harper and you are awesome. What?